Hey guys, if you remember a week or so ago, I took the kids to what I thought was the Shenzhen Science and Technology Museum, but I soon found out that that was just a very small one in a corner of Shenzhen. And today, hubby was home this Sunday, and we decided we're going to take the kids to the actual Shenzhen Science Center and Technology Museum. And when I say it's big, I mean it's humongous. This is the Shenzhen Science and Technology Museum, and apparently it's the largest science and technology museum in China. We decided to come on a Sunday as we were very quickly about to discover might not have been our smartest decision. We parked nearby and walked across the metro and towards the museum, and naturally, guess what? With kids, before we even had the chance to start exploring, we sat down and we had some snacks because they were starving. Priorities, priorities. Once everyone was fed and happy, we finally headed inside, and I don't think I was prepared for how enormous this place actually was. There was around 5 or 6 floors filled with different exhibits, experiments, and interactive areas. And this isn't the kind of museum where you're just walking around looking at things behind a glass. The kids could actually do things, which was amazing. There were buttons to press, things to build, machines to operate, experiments to try, and displays that actually encourage kids to touch, play, and figure things out for themselves. Which, when you've got little kids, makes such a huge difference. It was amazing. Instead of me saying, don't touch that, oh my God, every 5 seconds, this was basically like, yes, touch it, press it, try it, see what happens. Elliot was completely in his element. He absolutely loved this place, and he was in tears when I said we had to go home. Every time we thought we were finished with one section, we'd turn a corner and there was another huge area waiting for us. And then another and another. It was humongous. I just can't get over how big it was. At some point, I realized we'd been there for ages and had barely seen a quarter of the museum. That's how big it was. But there was a slight problem: the crowds. We came on a Sunday, and it's summer holidays here in China, and there were lines everywhere. Some of the more popular interactive exhibits had queues, and with two small children waiting in line over and over again starts becoming an activity on its own. And after walking around this massive building for a while, you could see that everyone was exhausted. People were sitting wherever they could, along the walls, in corners, on sides, like everywhere. Basically, if there was a tiny piece of space where someone could sit down for 5 minutes, someone had claimed it. And honestly, I understood because I kind of sat down a couple of times and gave the kids snacks. It's a lot. It's a lot. This place is a workout disguised as a museum, but it was totally worth it. There was so much for the kids to see and do that we kept going. One thing I really love about places like this in Shenzhen is how much effort goes into making learning interactive and fun. For young children, they're not necessarily thinking, today I'm learning science. They're playing, they're pressing buttons, they're watching something move, they're trying to work out why something happened, and meanwhile, they're actually learning. As a parent, that's exactly what I want. Although I'm pretty sure Eliza's scientific method at this age is still, can I touch it? Followed by, what happens if I touch it again? And then, what happens if I touch everything? By the time we started getting tired, there were still entire floors and sections we hadn't even properly explored. Normally, when we take the kids somewhere, I feel like we've at least seen most of it before we leave, but definitely not here. We barely scratched the surface. I honestly think you could come back several times and still find things you missed. And that's exactly what we're going to have to do because there was absolutely no way that we were going to get through all of this in one day, especially on a Sunday, especially on holidays, and just the amount of people. We have 28 million people here in Shenzhen, so you can just imagine. So a couple of lessons that we learned today: science is fun. Lesson 2, bring loads of snacks. And lesson 3, maybe don't choose the busiest day of the week or a holiday. But honestly, even with the crowds, the queues, and everyone completely running out of energy by the end of the day, I'm so glad that we came. The kids got to explore, play, and experience something completely different. And we found another incredible place to bring them here in Shenzhen. And it was free for kids. We, as adults, had to pay, I think it was like 50 RMB each, which is what, how many dollars? $10 Australian? $11 Australian, which was really good. The kids got to get to explore, play, and experience something completely different. And Elliot he was thriving. He loved it. He absolutely loved it. And he's a good learner. So he will definitely want to come back here. And next time, we're definitely coming back on a weekday, not on a weekend, because there are still about 3/4 of this museum waiting for us. So, guys, if you really want to check out the Science and Technology Museum, I highly recommend it. It is absolutely brilliant, but maybe choose a day that is not so busy. And yeah, make the most of it. Try and start early. We didn't start so early. And if you can't finish it all in a day, don't worry. Just come back another time. What do you think, guys? Would you brave these crowds?